and welcome to the Homemade Podcast Sports. This is your host, J Pops.
And welcome back to the Homemade Podcast of Sports with your host, J Pops. Guys, today's date is January 7th, 2021. It is a beautiful day in the great city of Houston, Texas, people. Please forgive me. I've not put out any videos, but you know what? I'm a human as well. Guys, I'm just a regular person just like you guys. I had to handle some business, but you know what? I'm back now. I'm back now, Aggies. I'm back. Congratulations to the Aggies for winning that Orange Bowl once again. This will not go unnoticed, leading all the way up to the brand new 2021 season, this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about some guys returning. We're going to talk about some guys leaving because, of course, as you guys know, I have some breaking news. I'm going to get to it in a minute. But I'm also going to discuss some other things as well. So, guys, on this packed episode, this is a jam-packed edition of the Homemade Podcast Sports. If you guys wanted to know, no, people, I'm not going anywhere. No, this is the off-season and leading all the way up to the spring game, if we have one. Because in my mind, as of looking at it as of right now, we will have a spring game, people. This will go back to normal. We will have a normal season once again. So all I'm saying is stay tuned. Also, we got the college football playoff national championship with Alabama against Ohio State. If you guys did not know, that is the number 2 talented team, which is Alabama, going up against the number 3 most talented team, which is Ohio State. Yes, guys, I told you I keep up with this, man. I love recruiting and I love just the game of college football. I watch NFL too, people. And Deshaun Watson, if you listen, because that's my team, Houston Texans, baby. Watson, if you're listening, young man, I've heard the rumors of you potentially requesting a trade. I'm a diehard Texan fan. All I'm asking is stick around, give it one more shot. And if we don't live up to the expectations next year, by all means, man, you and J.J. Watt, both, go and get you guys a ring, somebody else. And this is coming from a lifelong Houston Texan fan, man. Because it is a shame that you guys have put this city on you guys' back and just get nothing in return. All right, so that's the Watson if you're listening, young man. Do your thing at the end of the day. One more shot, baby. You're going to get the coach that you're asking for, which is Eric Bieniemy. I think that's his name. Chiefs offense coordinator. He's going to be your coach. Just hold up. Just hold up, baby. I know you've been patient long enough, but just hold up, baby. J.J. Watt, if you're listening, just hold up, baby. We got you. We got you. We behind y'all wherever you go to, though. But just hold up, baby. Be patient. Be patient. Give it some time. Give it some time. All right? So, first of all, guys, before I get off into this, it is a beautiful day. Don't you guys think so? It is beautiful out here, man. The sun is shining. January 7th, brand new year. Feels like a brand new year. And I'm ready. Hell, I'm ready for the spring game to come back around, man. I can't get enough of this stuff. I cannot get enough of it. I'm ready. I'm ready, though. All right? So let me find my positivity quotes. You guys know how I do it. Nothing has changed. You know, I want to find my positive quote, get it on in here. All right? Let me see what we have. All right, guys. So, listen to this. This is the positive quote of the day. All right? Once you replace negative thoughts with positive ones, you will start having positive results. Please keep that in your mind, take it for what it is, and use it throughout your day. Once again, once you replace negative thoughts with positive ones, you'll start having positive results. I want you guys to remember that and never forget it, okay? Never forget it. Take that and use it, guys. That could be something that could potentially help you going forward in your future. All right. Also, this is not a political podcast. That's why I don't talk about political things. However, what we seen on yesterday, I pray that we will never have to witness that again. And we're going to leave it at that. We're going to leave it at that, and we're going to move along. All right, so breaking news, guys. Breaking. Yes, all of you guys have heard it already, and I know you have. Texas A&M senior quarterback Kellen Mond is leaving for the NFL. Congratulations to you, young man. I was one of the very few ones that stuck behind you for 4 years, okay? As us all Aggie fans, not just very few, but all of us Aggie fans stuck behind you. Now we went on a roller coaster for 4 years. Starting with that UCLA game, man. That will forever be in the minds of every Aggie around the world. But it is what it is, man. Because you cannot go back in time, okay? So we have to understand that, man. You cannot go back in time and redo what you may want to do. But we stuck with you, all right? And with you just believing in yourself, and you stuck with yourself, that kept you as a starter. Shout out to Jimbo Fisher for sticking with you when he received the most criticism, for sticking with you. All right? So that's kudos to Jimbo Fisher for just blocking out the noise and not caring about what nobody says. All right? So that's credit to Jimbo on that, man. He stuck with you. He developed you the right way. Now, you may have not developed all the way of what you may have liked to, and as well as Jimbo Fisher, he may not have developed you all the way into what he knew you could be. But at the next level, young man, all I'm going to say is this. You're going to walk into a development program like no other. All right? So please continue to believe in yourself just as well as we believe in you, man. And do your thing, all right? May God be with you on your next journey. And hashtag Giggle Maggots, baby. Giggle Maggots, man. Go to the NFL and show out. Show out and ball. Do not look behind you because it's nothing for you to regret. All right? That UCLA game that happened in 2016. I'm sorry, young man, but I'll be the first to say, man, that game was not on you. That game was not on you, okay? That was just on strictly bad coaching that led to a coach potentially just losing his job, all right? So that game is not on you. Do not hold that burden on you or anything, man. Us Aggies know what it is, all right? You are a darn good quarterback. Once again, you are a highly rated 4-star QB. I watched you at the All-American game. All right. So all I'm saying is, man, go to the NFL and be an All-Pro. All right. Continue to do your thing. It was great having you in Agland. Also to the offensive lineman that has decided to go pro. Both of those guys, our offensive senior and our right tackle, they've both decided to go pro, man. So may God be with all of you guys on that next journey, man. May God be with all of you guys. I know you guys sat around and discussed it. That was a pretty hard decision. But you guys came up with the right decision, man. And we're behind you guys 100%. If you guys ever need some help, baby, the Aggies are here to help, man. We are here to help. We're one of the most established programs and one of the more established fan bases in all of college football, man. All right, so, hey, anytime you guys need some help, baby, just look back and, man, let me find one of my Aggie brothers and sisters. We're here. We aren't going anywhere, we aren't going anywhere. But it is what it is, baby. Just continue to do you guys' thing, man. Also, congrats to the Heisman Trophy winner, Devonta Smith, wide receiver, Alabama. Alabama fans, where y'all at, man? Where y'all at? Devonta has done it. In which we all knew Devonta Smith was going to win it. We all knew that. If I was a Heisman voter, I would have voted Devonta Smith as well. But congratulations to him for breaking that barrier, breaking that chain, that 28-year drought of no wide receivers winning the Heisman. Now you can sit up there among the elites of all of college football. Shout out to you, little brother. And may God be with you on your journey. Because I know you're going pro after this season. You didn't know it was hands bust about it. No reason for you to stick around. All right? Go and make your money, young man. You know, so shout out to all of the Heisman finalists and things like that. Trevor Lawrence, he's going pro. Hey man, this is one of the more memorable college football seasons of all time. You know, Ian Book, he's going pro. Pro. Notre Dame quarterback. Oh, it's a lot of guys leaving, man, but also it's a lot of guys coming back, in which we're about to get into in just a little bit. It's a lot of guys coming back. But just shout out to all of the guys who stuck in it through the 2020 year and made it memorable. All right, Kyle Trash, where you at, man? I know your season didn't end like how you wanted it to, but it is what it is, you know. But continue to pursue you guys' dreams, man. Do not look behind you. You know, I just commend all of you guys for sticking around and getting your degree, because that was what it was mainly about. That's why you come to college. You come to college to also play the game that you love, because you were recruited by those guys and that was your decision. But at the end of the day, get your degree, man. Get you something to fall back on. You know, never look back on that. Get you something to fall back on. I'm not saying if you got the draft stock up already, don't, you know, not take it, because you can always get your degree online and things like that. But if you're already put into a place of where you can graduate early, man, do your thing. You know, do your thing and don't look behind you. All right. Some of the more smarter players in sports, period, man, they all have degrees. All right. So continue to pursue your education, but at the same time, man, play the game that you love. All right. So that's that on that. Now let's get back into it. Y'all. So I want to talk about something that I had put out there in both Aggie sports groups. Excuse me. But on both Aggie sports groups. So I want to talk about this in general. So this was a post that I put out there, and I got two of them. So what I said was, I'm just going to leave you guys with a little bit of fire coming from the college football country as of right now when the season all ends. A&M has now made it to the discussion of possibly being ranked number 1 going into the 2021 season due to what Alabama and Ohio State will be losing as a team, and also with the Orange Bowl victory. Okay? We will possibly be ranked at number 3 when it's all said and done, and that will be for the first time since our last natty in 1939. Emojis, fire. And a little pen, you know, you signed on the paper emoji. All right. I told you all that this culture has been shifted tremendously, and which is true. That is true, man. This culture has shifted, all right? Jimbo Fisher has his program going in the right direction. I need all of the 1,000 plus Aggies in this group, you know, and on this podcast as well, and all around the country, to pull out all of your Aggie gear. Everything. Pull out everything. And continue to show love and support, because we're coming hard and we'll never look back. Hashtag giggle. Then emojis I put on there were the little purple angry face emojis, like the little, that emoji. Hashtag relevant. Hashtag, you know, homemade podcast of sports. So what I meant by that is, and what I heard that from was a podcast that I listened to. It's called College Football Daily. And these are the guys that have their hands in ranking, you know, doing the preseason poll rankings, doing the rankings before it leads up to the guys that's doing the actual playoff rankings, things of that nature. But they were the guys that mentioned this. They was like, man, depending. Now, okay, so now I'm going to get into why they said that. They were saying depending on who all comes back for Texas A&M, it will be a toss-up between A&M, Oklahoma, and Georgia. Only because they felt like Georgia couldn't be trusted with the number 1 ranking, nor Oklahoma could be trusted with the number 1 ranking. That is the reason why I said that. And that's the reason why these guys said that. You know, they were just saying that the trust factor wasn't all the way with Georgia nor Oklahoma, you know, but it was all because depending on who A&M was bringing back, we could potentially be sitting at number 1 going into 2021. Yeah, now that was a true statement. This is a true statement, people. So I need you guys to realize that Jimbo Fisher is recruiting at another level, and at a level of where Texas A&M has never, ever, ever in program history seen before. R.C. Slocum is by far the number 1 winningest coach at Texas A&M, period. But on the other hand, Jimbo Fisher is by far the only head coach to recruit at this level that he's doing now. There's nobody else that has out-recruited this man in, a 4-year stint? And Kevin Sumlin was here, 6 years? 6 or 7. Kevin Sumlin started to recruit at that level because of what Manziel did. But he just couldn't consistently go with it. Jimbo Fisher has a consistent process of, no, we're going to either be in the top 10 or we're going to land in the top 6 year in and year out when it's all said and done. That's the difference. All right. Also, Jimbo Fisher has landed more 4-star recruits than any other coach I know. Now, Kevin Sumlin, he was by far the only guy that landed a tremendous amount of 5-star recruits, but each and every 5-star that came in here, none of them panned out. None of them panned out. None of them. A lot of them transferred, and a lot of them just didn't get developed right. What Jimbo Fisher is doing, although he may not have a lot of 5-star recruits, a ton of them, not yet. Not yet. It's coming, though. He recruits a lot of 4-star guys, and he recruits a couple of 3-star guys. But for the most part, he loves 4-star recruits. You guys have to realize that this program has to build off something. So, of course, those 5-star guys, stuff like that, man, they're not going to commit to a program that isn't known for winning. Although, it's all about education at the end of the day. Like, we can't forget that. But at the same time, man, these guys want to go somewhere where they can win consistently. They want to go somewhere where they can be developed consistently, year in and year out. Even if they do have to sit back and wait for their shot. Because this is what Alabama does. They have guys consistently sitting back, waiting on the opportunity. This is what Clemson does. And I'm so tired of hearing people bash Clemson like, oh, man, Dabo Swinney, man, he's not a good head coach. Man, y'all can kill that BS. Dabo Swinney is one of the best head coaches in college football, period. All right? Ryan Day, I gave him a lot of crap. But Ryan Day is by far one of the best developers offensively in college football. Lincoln Riley is by far one of the best offensively skilled-minded guy that can develop the shit out of you in college football. Jimbo Fisher is by far one of the best team-wise type of coaches that can develop you, just like Nick Saban. Nick Saban is a team-wise type of developer. That's why he has a ton of guys that sits behind him, and they rarely go to the transfer report. Rarely. And you'd be like, damn, man, that's crazy. Some of those guys and most of those guys sit there and wait till their senior year to start. And when they start their senior year, they have a breakout fucking, excuse my language, they have a breakout freaking year. And they kill it. They have a breakout year and they just monster attack the SEC West. That's because they sat back there, man, and they develop. Nick Saban is one of the best at it, So now it's Jimbo Fisher's turn. Jimbo Fisher is one of the best at it. Jimbo Fisher is one of the best developers in all of college football. It's a lot of people that's going to come on here and say, oh, well, man, look at, man, what quarterback has he developed instead of Jameis Winston? I mean, guys, look here, man. When these guys go to the next level, it is on them at the next level. You cannot blame a guy that coached them in college of what their success is at the next level. Although it starts at college, don't get me wrong. But when they get to the next level, guys, that is out their hands. It's all up to that developer. And it's all up to that young man to consistently want to get developed and consistently want to learn. If they don't want to learn, then it is what it is. I mean, you can't do anything about that. You can't. You just cannot do anything about that. But what Jimbo Fisher is doing is developing talent. He's developing rare talent into a built talent. Devon Achane, you know what? We're on this podcast, we're just going to call him Achane. That's what he wants to be named anyways. Achane to A-Chain. I'm going to say Achane. Well, no, I'm sorry. A-Chain. A-Chain, he developed. All right? It's just a simple fact. And he said it best. He said, man, it's hard. It was pretty hard because I was a freshman. But once I learned it and knew what was what, he's rocking and rolling. What we seen from A-Chain, that is what you guys are going to see next year is what this hey, look here, man. This is no slowdown. Isaiah Spiller, what you seen out of him last year as a sophomore, he will do the same thing his junior year. But he will not have as much put on him in his junior year. It will be a split carry that will make this backfield like no other. And it will make this backfield like one we hadn't seen before, period, man. But this will be a all-around team that will pass and run a football. Pass, run a football. Balanced offense. What's Jimbo Fisher's thing? Having a balanced offense. All right? This is a balanced scheme attack going forward, which makes it very, very hard to cover, especially when you put the right quarterback back there. So, speaking on that, with that quarterback going forward, a lot of you guys want Haynes King to start. Hell, I'm one of them too. I want to see what Haynes King has because of the simple fact of that I know what the hell Haynes King has. I know that he's a stud of a quarterback. He is an electric quarterback. And I'm gonna take you guys down memory lane. If you guys can remember, that guy was a 5-star QB. He was a 5-star, but then they took a little star off of him because of the year that he had. He had lost mainly everybody that he had before on that Longview football team. I have a lot of guys that come on this podcast from Longview that has seen Haynes King. Hell, they know what Haynes King got. It's a lot of Longview guys out there that potentially has turned into A&M fans because of Haynes King. You guys, man, you guys got to understand, man, hey, when we pull these guys, we pull them. Also, with Shadrick Banks, the wide receiver. I know I'm kind of getting off topic here, but Shadrick Banks has now pulled the North Shore side of Houston to now being A&M fans. It was for a long time, man. We could not get into North Shore. It was only Oklahoma State that can get in there, Texas, TCU, and Baylor, and teams of that, and Bama. Bama, things that Ohio State, they can only get in there. Now, Shadrick Banks has reversed it, and he has broken the chain. That's why I keep on saying this is a culture shift, okay? So now we have North Shore on our side as well. We have North Shore. The only one we're waiting on as of right now, in my mind, in my opinion, is Duncanville. Duncanville, guys, if you're listening, we're coming. We're coming. Oh, no. We're not giving up. We're not giving up, man. We are coming to get a couple of you guys. The Soto, they've been treating us good for years. Duncanville, we're coming for you next. No, man. You got to understand. We're taking over Texas. Okay? Texas A&M is taking over Texas, recruiting-wise. All right? And football-wise. So, anywho, guys, we're going to move along. All right? I told you this was a jam-packed episode, so I hope you guys got your popcorn, got everything ready. All right? Also, with those rankings, like I say, who should be, and let me get back to that, who should be the starter for next year? And this is my cohort under's opinion, and a lot of you guys are going to agree with it, and a lot of you guys are not. A lot of you guys are going to be like, man, no, man, get on out of here with that. There's a guy that everybody keeps on forgetting that we have on the roster. And a lot of guys are saying, oh, it's going to be a toss-up between Eli Stowers and Haynes King. In my mind, the guy that's going to start because of his arm talent right now and because of what he knows on that playbook, in which I know he's going to have a breakout year next year. And please, if you guys have been following me, continue to follow and continue to listen, okay? The guy that's going to have a breakout year next year is Zach Calzada. Zach Calzada. I'm going to say that once again, Zach Calzada. He was a 3-star recruit. He was from Georgia. He picked A&M over others. When that spring game comes, listen to me. Listen to me. A lot of you guys, I know you want to see Haynes King already. Just wait a minute. They have a free year eligibility. Haynes King isn't going anywhere. A lot of you guys think that, oh man, well, if Haynes don't start, he's going to enter the transfer report. No, he's not. No, he's not. I want you guys to understand this. Haynes King, the reason why he came to Texas A&M is because he wants to change it. Okay? What he did at Longview, keep this in mind. Now, I don't know how many titles Longview has, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and if any of you guys are listening and are from Longview out there, I want you guys to correct me if I'm wrong. He won Longview their first ever. But I'm not sure what class they're in. I believe they're 6A, but he won Longview their first ever 6A title. I'm going to say that once again. He won Longview their first ever 6A title. The reason why I'm saying that is because Haynes King is a game changer, and he lives by that. He loves changing what hadn't been changed and what people think can't be changed. Okay? I need you guys to believe that. That is the reason why we all want Haynes King to start. We see this guy holding up a national title when it's all said and done. But for the most part, I want Haynes King to sit back and develop. Okay? Now, if he comes out there and he wins that starting job, because I'm saying all of this and we had no spring competition and nothing like that right now. But if he comes out there and it's a battle between him and Zalzada, first Eli Stowers will not start. Okay, now if he starts, that's going to shock the shit out of me. But Eli Stowers will not start because, first of all, he has to sit back and he has to learn the damn playbook. All right? We're not going to throw him out there in the fire, especially in the SEC West. No. Not at all, man. We're not going to do him like that. He is a dual threat QB, 4-star. I love how the way he plays, and I know when he comes to A&M and he gets his shot, he's going to be ready. He's not ready right now. That is raw talent at the next level, which is the college football level. We're not going to let him start right now. No. Jimbo Fisher's not letting it happen, okay? So, even with Haynes King, it's surprising that Haynes King got out there in a little bit of the backup time, but it was only because Haynes King needed a little bit of experience on the college football level. Now, what we seen from Haynes King, I can tell you like this. SEC West better be ready. Better be ready for when his time comes and when his number gets called. But as of right now, like I say, the guy that I believe that will be the starter will be Zach Calzada, in which I will not be mad at, because keep in mind that when Zach Calzada gets out there, he's going to have Hezekiah Jones. I believe he's coming back. He's going to have Cameron Buckley, which is going to be the senior. But Hezekiah Jones will be a senior as well. He will have Jalen Preston. He will also have Caleb Chapman coming back. Look here, man. Understand this again. This is a crowded wide receiver room. I told you guys this once before. This is a crowded wide receiver room. That is no doubt about it. But he will have Caleb Chapman. He will have Jalen Watermeyer, which is going to be a junior. See, look, I want you to keep all these guys have experience. The only thing that won't have as much experience anymore because these guys are leaving is the offensive line. But that's fine. That doesn't take anything of what I'm going to predict to you guys what's going to happen next year. But they're going to have the Mond Demons. Like I said, they're going to have Musa Muhammad. They're going to have a bunch of these guys at wide receiver. And the guy that I'm going to do it, in which we've all been waiting to see. And I keep on telling you, when this guy comes out here, that's going to be one of the game changers on offense that's going to lead us to another next level type of thing. It's Baylor Cupp. I'm going to say that once again for the people in the back. It's Baylor Cupp, tight end Baylor Cupp. When he come, and I pray to God he does not get hurt. Baylor Cupp, if you listening, sit your behind down for that spring game. We don't need you to get into the game until when the season officially starts. You don't need to do anything. Sit there, look, pay attention, move your body just a little bit, but we don't need you to play. No. We don't need you to play. Matter of fact, don't even practice that much. All right, so I'm gonna say that once again. The guy who we're all waiting on is Baylor Cupp, and when he starts, with him and Watermeyer at the tight end position, because then we're going to see both of our tight ends getting used. There ain't going to be no rotation. They're just both going to be out there at the same time, which is going to make it very, very difficult for guys to cover Jalen Watermeyer and Baylor Cupp. All right, now the offensive line, depending on how quick Zalzada gets the ball out of his hand, the offensive line will not be an issue. I'm going to say that once again. The offensive line will not be an issue. All right? Whether it's him or Haynes King start, the O-line will not be an issue like many people may think that it will be. All right? So, just want to let you guys know that. Now we're going to get into this here. Another post that I posted. I said, I remember before the start of the season when I told everyone on my podcast, Homemade Podcast Sports, that A&M will be either number 1 or number 2 in the SEC West, and nobody believed me. If you guys are listening, you guys have been fans for this long. Do you guys remember when I said that? I know you guys do. If you guys have been fans for this long, I know you guys remember when I said that. Now look at them with a 9-1 record, Orange Bowl champs, and also I had predicted the number 2 team in the SEC West. I predicted them to be the number 1 and number 2. All right, look at them now. I studied this recruiting, development, the team, and the coach. All right. I stated the D-line would be the key because this was the thing that needed to be fixed immediately. Now I would say this, in 2021, we will have one of the best defensive backfields that Aggie Land has seen in decades. I want you guys to remember what I said once again for 2021. We will have one of the best defensive backfields in all of college football. All right. A lot of people still believe that stars in recruiting rankings don't matter. Well, I would say this. That guy, Jalen Jones, was a 5-star true freshman that went into shutdown mode as the season went on. And what I mean by shutdown mode was that Jalen Jones created a no-fly zone. Guys stopped throwing the ball to his side after a certain amount of games. That Alabama game, he took his L, but he kept moving and he got better. All right, continue to listen to it. Sophomore DN, DeMarvin Leal. Sophomore DeMarvin Leal was a 5-star defensive end that went into shutdown mode. Once again, what I mean by that is DeMarvin Leal tore it up. He didn't let anything run by him. He did not. He didn't let anything run by him. All right. Mike Clemens, the defensive line, and defensive lineman Peavy were both 3- and 4-star recruits that went into shutdown mode. Once again, they did not let anything pass by them. Also, Peavy is coming back. Okay? Peavy is coming back once again. Now we're going to get into a little boatload of it. Going to talk about the guys and their stars. All right? Safety Leon O'Neal, 4-star. Inside linebacker Buddy Johnson, 3-star. Do not know if Buddy is coming back yet. Just be patient, folks. He'll announce this decision shortly. Inside linebacker Antonio Johnson, 4-star. Safety Damani Richardson, 4-star. Defensive tackle McKinley Jackson, 4-star. Defensive back Brian George, 4-star. Defensive back Miles Jones, 4-star. Safety Brian Williams, 4-star. Defensive back Eric Young, 4-star. Linebacker Andre White Jr., 4-star. Defensive end Brandon Maury, 4-star. And the guys that's coming back, defensive back Elijah Blades, along with my boy who had to have surgery, were both 4-stars. I'm going to say that once again. Everybody that I just mentioned, 4 stars. That's recruit. That's the impact of recruiting. All of these guys that I just mentioned have all played a part into why this defense ended at number 9 in the country for 2020. The only way is up from here, and all those guys that I just mentioned to you will all be back come next year. All right? This will be a more veteran defense, and like we have not seen at all. All right? Y'all better be ready, man, because I am, and I've already made my predictions once again. Hashtag Gigamagas. So I'm going to make these predictions one more time. And I want everybody to come on in and look at me crazy and things of that nature, which is fine. Hey, I'll take that. I'm going to say this to you guys once again. With these returning starters, I'm going to name it, and then we're going to end the show at that, okay? Cornerback Elijah Blades, of course, is coming back. Wide receiver Cameron Buckley, of course, is coming back. Safety Keldrick Carper, don't know if he's returning. Michael Clemens, don't know if he's returning. Trayvon Fuller, don't know if he's returning. Carson Green, don't know if he's returning yet. Just hold on. Linebacker Aaron Hansford, I don't believe he's coming back. He's already accepted his Reese's Senior Bowl invite. Offensive guard Jared Hocker, hasn't announced it yet. Buddy Johnson hasn't announced. Miles Jones hasn't announced. Center Ryan McCullen, he's not returning. Shout out to you, young man. Keep doing your thing. Of course, we all know Kellen Mond, he's not returning. Shout out to you. Offensive tackle Dan Moore, he's not returning. Shout out to you. Linebacker Ikene Oki, he's not returning. Congratulations to you. Do your thing. Jaden Peavy, he'll be back. Other announcements, of course. Leon O'Neal, of course, he'll be returning. And Connor Blumrick, I believe that's the guy that entered the transfer portal. That was a quarterback / running back, fullback, just all over the field. So, and what I just named, these here are my predictions for next year. And I'm going to also do other rankings real quick. Number 1, and a lot of you guys might agree with it, a lot of you guys may not. Number 1, going into 2021, and these are going to be the preseason rankings and also starting the season rankings. Number 1 will be the Georgia Bulldogs, only because of what they return back on the offense and the defensive side of the ball, which is totally fine with me, man. I keep on telling you guys, Georgia was a quarterback away. I believe they found their quarterback, JT Daniels. Georgia will be number 1. Now, depending on who wins this game out of Alabama and Ohio State, it will be a toss-up at 2 and 3. It will be either one of those guys. Justin Fields will be leaving, though. That's the only reason why they're not ranked at number 1. A couple of those defensive guys for Ohio State will be leaving. A couple of those offensive guys for Ohio State will be leaving. No doubt about it. Same thing with Alabama. Mac Jones will be leaving. I don't believe that he will return. Bryce Young will get his shot at it. Of course, we don't know what Bryce Young has. Nobody does. That's the only reason why. But they'll still be ranked at like 2 or 3. It is what it is because of the talent pool, okay? Number 4 will be Clemson, without a doubt. You notice I ain't say no toss-up on that. Number 4 will be Clemson, start the season with DJ Uiagalelei, and we all seen what he can do. I already knew what the guy could do anyways. So it's no doubt in my mind that Clemson will win their seventh consecutive ACC title. It's no doubt about it in my mind. I don't see anybody challenging them but North Carolina and maybe Miami. Those are the only teams. Number 5, and this here was a toss-up. This here was a toss-up for me as well. Number 5 is without a doubt, though, the Oklahoma Sooners. My Aggie fans, where you at, baby? I know y'all listen. Number 5, without a doubt, is the Oklahoma Sooners. Once again. only because of what those guys return offensively and what those guys return defensively. Spencer Rattler is the guy at the helms. He has now gotten the season up under him, and Spencer Rattler will only get better. It is what it is. Texas fans, if you're listening, yeah, y'all are gonna get beat once again by OU. All right, and no ifs, ands, buts about it. And number 6 will be no other than the Texas A&M Aggies. All right, we will be the number 16. It won't be Notre Dame. Notre Dame will probably be right at number 7. Or they'll land at 7 through 10. But they most likely will be right behind Texas A&M. So I'm going to say that once again. Number 1 will be Georgia. Number 2 will be Alabama, Ohio State. Number 3, Alabama, Ohio State. Number 4 will be Clemson. Number 5 will be Oklahoma. Number 6 will be Texas A&M. And number 7 will most likely be Notre Dame. All right, so I want you guys to keep that in your head, keep that in your mind, and we're going to go ahead and get on up out of here, man. I want you guys to think about that a whole lot. Think about what I just said, all right? So once again, guys, it's the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, J Pops. I love all of you guys, man. Thank you guys for making 2020 one of the best years for me personally, because as when I started the podcast, and to see this podcast grow with all of you guys helping support, it's going to make it grow even much more. So there'll be a lot of things changing. My setup will change. You guys won't see this coming very, very soon and things like that. But I thank all of you guys, man. All of you guys. And let's just continue to go. Let's get this A&M program up next year. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me make my prediction. Next year, A&M, and I'm making it early, way before we even see the spring. But that's just how confident I am with these guys moving forward. And it didn't know depending on who's at quarterback, either with Zach Calzada or Haynes King. My prediction next year, A&M will be, I'm gonna go ahead and make it very smooth. And this is because of what we have on defense returning and because of the playmakers we will have on offense. A&M will be number 1 in the SEC West. You guys will see A&M finally get to the SEC title game. Now, will we win it? I don't know. But my predictions for us, I'm going to just leave it at that. I'm not going to say the whole thing. But my predictions for Texas A&M next year will be the number 1 team in the SEC West when it's all said and done. Alabama will be right behind us at number 2. There's nobody that's beating Alabama nor Texas A&M for 2021. LSU fans, if you're listening, you guys can honestly agree on that as well. I know a lot of you guys may not want to, but a lot of you guys are going to agree with that. But the number 1 team will be Texas A&M. All right, you guys have heard it here first. The number 2 team will be Alabama. And when Alabama comes to town, on whenever that date is, that game will be already sold out. You know, it will sell out in probably 30 minutes of the tickets being released. I'm telling you what I know. I know that for sure. But we will come into the Alabama game undefeated, and Alabama will come into the Texas A&M game undefeated. We will both be undefeated. Both of those teams will be undefeated. It's no doubt about it. It's nothing in my mind that says otherwise of why they won't be undefeated when they meet each other. All right, that will be a college game day setting, and I know it will. It will be their first ever time coming back to Aggie Land in quite some time. Although they like to bash the Aggies, but it'll be their first time coming back. Alabama will have a target on their back as well as Texas A&M will have a target on their backs. Both of these teams are college football playoff type of teams coming into this season. First time ever, I need you guys to stand up for that. Believe in what I'm telling you. I'm telling you what I know. This isn't I just made this up. No. I do research. I told you guys once again. But the number 1 team in the SEC West, once again, in my predictions, will be Texas A&M. All right, so once again, guys, Homemade Podcast Sports with the host, J Pops. I love you guys. I want you guys to have a good one. Have a blessed day. And I will talk to you guys on next week. I will talk to you guys on next Tuesday. Okay? So you guys have a blessed week. I love all of you guys. Hashtag Giggle Maggots.
And thank you guys for tuning in to the hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Please, guys, subscribe to the YouTube page and also follow me on Twitter at JPops, on Instagram at JPops, and also on Facebook at hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Thank you guys once again. Hashtag Giggle Maggots.